Hey guys, my name is Dawson, his name is Justin, and today we are coming at you guys with a review of Batman the Killing Joke, which is, of course, the new controversial movie with with DC Comics
Hmm.
that came out on July 25th, so only a few days
Just
ago.
yesterday. It premiered at Comic Con like Sunday,
Yeah, yes, but
tech
it's
speaking, but a national release it came out yesterday.
now we both watched this movie separately, and we're coming together to do this live on Skype.
Hmm.
Um, But yeah, so Batman the Killing Joke is a movie directed by Bruce Timm and Sam Liu and is based off of the very controversial, probably the most controversial comic book in all of history,
Hmm.
The Killing Joke, which was written by Alan Moore in 1988. So
Yeah.
this book is not very old, but it is widely considered and widely just accepted. This is the origin story for the Joker, and
Hmm.
it kind of goes through Commissioner Gordon, Batman, the Joker, Barbara Gordon, all their kind of relationships intertwining. I mean, as of right now, Robin's been dead for a few years,
Hmm.
yeah, very few years. Barbara is now Batman's partner, quote unquote. They're partners, but they kind of work alone and come together sometimes. At least that's what they shown in the movie.
Hmm.
Um, so far on IMDb, this is a 7.1 out of 10, and on Rotten Tomatoes has a 57%. Um, Justin, I'm more a Batman and Joker
Oh,
fan than you
definitely.
are. So how about you give your thoughts and opinions before I do?
So I was really excited for this, mainly because animated movies like this don't really see a theatrical release. A lot of times when they have like the Justice League movies and Batman movies, they're just like Netflix or direct to DVD or whatever. I'm not that sure exact format of how they release it, but they just put them out online, probably through like iTunes and Amazon stuff like that. But this one actually got a theatrical release, which we did not see in theaters. We did other means of finding it to watch it, but we still saw it. It was great, and I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't going into this. I did not know it was from the '80s, and watching this, I was like, "This is some." And like my brother told me it was from the '80s. After we watched it, I was like, How did they get away with this in the '80s?" Like,
They didn't. That's the thing.
yeah, like,
That's why it's arguably the most controversial story in all of graphic, or not at least all of like DC comic
yeah, like, but
storylines, or
like,
just
how did
comics
it
in
even get
general.
like, how did it even get published?
Like
Because it was that
there's controversial
controversial, controversial.
controversial parts within comics, but this is a whole storyline that's controversial.
Hmm.
But yeah, continue.
I was just shocked that it was from the '80s because this seems like just so insane and so like it's like seems like such a modern story. And
Mhm.
also, I didn't know anything about this whole story except for the name. That was my whole thing going into this. Like I knew bits and pieces. Like I knew, Batgirl became Oracle. I knew that whole thing. I didn't know the exact origin of that, but I knew that she got paralyzed um, and then she became Oracle. I knew that part. Um, but I did not. And everybody knows the bits and pieces of Joker's history that's been a standard, being him falling into the vat of chemicals and becoming the Joker. So of course I knew that. I didn't know the whole part about his wife. We've talked about before, like just you and me, that about the Joker, and we've mentioned the part of him being a failed comedian. But it's like I've never seen it played out, and seeing that was it brought the character to a whole new light for me. Just seeing his history and not just him being a madman.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
that's my spiel. What do you think about this?
I think mine's gonna be a little bit longer because, of
Definitely.
course, I have seen The Killing Joke. I have watched it a few times on YouTube because I'm terrible with reading. If I read something, I'll end up just putting it down, never reading it. So I'd rather listen to the storyline. So like Comic Story and a lot of other people have read the comic online. Of course, I've listened to it in many different times. And I have to say, the controversy, before I do my review, the controversy around this movie is exactly the same as the controversy behind the original graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can honestly see why people are upset. I can, because it is a very, very horrifying story.
Mm-hmm.
And when you watch it, your heart's pounding, you get the cold sweats. I mean, this is legitimately a terrible story. Not terrible in writing, just terrible within just the the contents of it.
Mm-hmm.
Having everything not it's not blatantly told to you at all. It's just figure it out
Mm-hmm.
or make your own assumptions of what has happened. And I can see the controversy behind it, but come on guys, for the people out there that's legitimately mad about this, it came out in 1988, and this is literally just an animated version, pretty much scene for scene,
Mm-hmm.
of the comic book series. Of course, there's a few different changes, as there will be. Nothing major. But for the people that's actually extremely mad about this, stop being stupid.
Yeah, there's legitimately
Like,
no reason to be mad at this. I understand there, there.
I understand there's reasons to be upset about it, but to be
Mm-hmm.
mad and to call this movie a disaster,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a disaster because it really is not I can't say a carbon copy because it is just based off of the novel, but for the people out there that's really getting extremely mad about this, I guess maybe somebody could tell me differently what they think about it and why they're mad about it. They are one of the people that are mad about it, but I honestly just don't see it.
I mean, I think that people just are mad over it because it has some very touchy subjects in it
Oh,
that
very
people don't
touchy.
like.
For any time period, any time it would be controversy, as it
Mm-hmm.
was in 1988. This is not. I mean, no one likes rape,
Mm-hmm.
murder. No one likes, seeing mothers who are pregnant be killed.
Yeah.
No one likes those kind of things. No one likes people being tricked into something and then end up getting injured and going insane. I mean, there's different things, there's subjects in there that nobody wants to see, and it's all in this novel and it's all in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, it is beautifully brought to life by Mark Hamill as the Joker,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Conroy as Batman,
Mm-hmm.
Tara Strong as Barbara Gordon,
Mm-hmm.
and Ray Wise as Commissioner Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
They all did a fantastic job. I love seeing all those guys reprise their roles. It's just fantastic to see them,
Mm-hmm.
or to hear them, I guess I should say, to hear them as these roles. Because when I honestly first started watching this movie, now let's go into my review. When this movie first opened with Barbara Gordon giving this kind of monologue, of kind of it's not a precursor, but it's just her doing a monologue.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was back in the original animated series, especially with her and her costume. It really felt like the original animated shows and movies and stuff. Batman has changed a little bit when it comes to he kind of has those eyebrows again,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of weird. Um, but I have to say, I did enjoy this movie quite a lot. It's not my favorite animated movie that DC has put out. DC and Warner Brother Animations. It's not my favorite one, but as a person who loves the Joker and who is always fascinated in his backstory and really where this psychotic clown came from, it's intrigued me. And I'm with a lot of the other people who kind of, have for years have been saying they want this movie, they want this movie, they want it now. Please animate it. You're doing all these other movies. Animate this one. We want to see this brought to the big screen, quote unquote.
How does it make you feel that we got Batman versus Dracula before we got animated Killing Joke?
Yeah. There are parts within this movie that it really does pull at the heartstrings, and it really does kind of make you sit back and go, "Holy fuck, I don't like this," because it makes you feel um powerless.
Hmm.
It makes you feel like, I mean, these are obviously animated characters, but for me at least, I just wanted to do something. Because this Joker really is the pinnacle of what a lot of Jokers are based off of. I mean, Heath Ledger, his Joker, he said many times, this is the Joker he's based off of. His Joker. This is the Joker he based his Joker off of.
Hmm.
And I love it because I even sent a picture to Justin. There's a screenshot I took of the movie I was watching it. And am I the bigger screen on
You are.
this? I'm gonna kind of just show you guys real quick. I know this is totally unprofessional, but there's a little screenshot right here. Let me just turn down the brightness on it. But right here on his computer screen is blatantly Heath Ledger's Joker. I have the
Hmm.
poster in my bedroom. I see it every single day. And to see the original 1950 Joker when you kind of first get introduced to the Joker, Adam West's Joker, he's wearing this costume, and there it is right there.
Hmm.
And then he pulls out the mask. This costume is also Heath Ledger in the Dark Knight when they're robbing the bank. He's wearing a clown mask with the rest of his Goonies. It's
Hmm.
also based off of this.
Did not know that.
You also get to see Robin being killed,
Yeah.
and you get to see Harley Quinn,
Which I really like the Harley Quinn. That Harley Quinn looks cool to me.
the Toy Factory,
Hmm.
and just other stuff. Like you get to see like the original Batman logo, which you guys can't see on screen obviously because it's not a very good picture. But there is so many little hidden things within that one screenshot. And then there's a newspaper within Commissioner Gordon's a scrapbook of pretty much besides the Joker being in it, the original issue one of Batman,
Hmm.
the actual cover of it. I mean, there are so many different Easter eggs within this thing because I'm in love with Easter eggs. So of course, when I'm watching this stuff, I'm looking for it. Seeing the Red Hood was awesome. All the Goonies were cool. Um, like I said many times so far, I understand why people are upset because it is an upsetting movie,
Hmm.
but it's also it, it's very 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 um, close to its source material. To a T. I mean, it literally it is. There's no like based off of. This is the animated version of the Killing Joke novel, and it's so. I'm just having flashbacks because I mean throughout the film I've heard the last few days about people hating this movie, and I was analyzing it for the very beginning. I was analyzing every moment, and I was like, I can kind of see what people are talking about, but at the end, just the end part where Batman frees Commissioner Gordon and finally goes, and this the very end when Batman and the Joker are laughing, and it just pans down, and for years we've just kind of assumed that's where Batman kills the Joker. That's it. He literally just breaks his neck and kills him right there.
That's like Batman getting into his insanity.
It's just you gotta remember, he's been locked up in that jail for 3 years, right?
Hmm.
There's been many years before that he's been fighting this guy, and he's tried to reason with him every time. And Batman
He tried
said,
reasoning with him in the movie.
yeah, and Batman said it's gonna end with one of us dying. One of us is gonna kill the other one. And at the end, though they did not show it at all in the comic books or within the movie,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure Batman killed the Joker there. And it's one of those things that you kind of feel for the guy. Both of them you feel for, but you kind of feel for the Joker. He's done some messed up shit to a lot of people.
But he got dealt like the worst hand.
I mean, he's tried so hard,
I mean, a lot
and
of
he
the shit
was,
he kind of brought onto himself by getting messed up with mobsters, but
yeah, yeah, of
it,
course,
a
but
desperate man will do desperate things.
it's the whole thing of he's doing it for his wife and his
Hmm.
unborn child,
Yeah.
who stays unborn throughout this entire movie because of his wife's accident.
Accident.
it's it's a very strong movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very just the ending. I was like, what? And I wanted more. I wanted to hear the net crack. I wanted to hear something crack just to be like, okay, there we go. It's definitely earned its R rating.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Which just like the Deadpool movie, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't do it any other way because this is definitely not their first R-rated film.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Um, but I like the darker Batman. Not the darker Batman. I like the dark Batman movies, I should say. And that's why I love Flashpoint because of Thomas Wayne in that movie.
Yeah, that was such a
He's
great
he's the
movie.
he is the darkest Batman.
The Darkest
um,
Knight.
but yeah, I mean, Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy and Tara Strong, they all did a fantastic job with the material they're given, and the material I've bet they've been waiting years to do. And it's great that they got them on board, especially within the midst of the filming of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I really did enjoy this film.
I feel like Mark Hamill would always make time to find, would
Is
always
this
find time to do the Joker. If they
though?
needed it, I'm sure that he would make room in his schedule.
Yeah, though Luke is probably it is his biggest character when it comes to acknowledgement from everybody knowing that's him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Joker is his favorite role he's ever done.
Oh, definitely. Which is why, like, when he went to be in what was Flash, right? He was Trickster or something like that.
Yeah.
It just fit so well in there because Trickster, Joker, pretty
No, that
similar.
Justin,
Yeah.
you know he played the trickster in the original Flash series
Also, I
with
don't know much about the original Flash series. I just know it
you
existed and it looked horrible.
you know this. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was him.
now you mentioned it, we did talk about it before, but it's like it just fits so well.
Mark Hamill was the trickster,
Now you mentioned it, I do remember.
and he came
Anyways,
back to reprise his role.
anyways,
Not anyways.
moving
I'm gonna
on.
kill you. You need to
I
read more.
forget things. I'm
You don't
sorry.
forget things. But yeah, guys, those are just our takes on the movie. Justin, out of 10, what would you give Batman the Killing Joke?
Easy 8, maybe 9. It was great.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Hmm.
It's good. I mean, fuck. I don't know, man. I feel like I've given everything 8 so far.
Except for that one
'Cause
time we did it out of 5.
yeah, I just feel like I don't know because this movie has a lot to it, and it is good, but I don't know. Because I feel like that's what I would give Flashpoint, which is probably my favorite one that I've watched so far.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, earlier in the thing, this is definitely not my favorite I've seen. Though it's really cool to see it, and I'm glad they did it, and I'm happy with the result of it. Shit, I can't give it a rating
Mm.
because everything I've said so far. The rating I give it, it would go against everything I've said. 'Cause it's definitely not like a 5. It's not a 1.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a
But
great movie. It doesn't have
but
to have a
I
low
don't
score.
but I don't think it's like a 6 or 7. But I wouldn't give it like a 10. Like it's just really hard. Like on the scale out of 10, I don't know where I'd put it. So I guess I'm just kind of definitely if you're watching this video and you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it because it is a worthwhile watch.
Definitely.
Um, but it's really hard for me to rate it because it is the defining Joker story, and I love the story, and I really did enjoy this movie. It's hard for me to rate. So I guess this is my first just I can't rate it movie.
That's fair enough.
But Yeah, Justin, any last things? And after that, take us out.
I mean, I'm not the world's biggest Batman fan. I only really started liking him when I started watching Justice League, the animated series, and Justice League Unlimited. Um, and that's when I really started being like Batman is actually pretty cool. And this movie definitely impressed me a lot, so I do want to go and watch like the Batman animated series and stuff like that. That's my final thoughts. Let us know down below what did you think of this movie. And that I guess that's it. That's it for this video. I'm Justin. He's Dawson, and we'll see y'all next time.